Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5, where yesterday we unlocked this thing. We checked out the brand new Drift Club Mexico, went through all of the chapters, and I showed you all of the customization for the Mustang Mach-E. If you missed that video, you can check it out. There's a link in the description down below. It was a lot of fun. Today, though, marks the start of a brand new season in FH5, and with it comes some brand new cars for us to unlock, like this, the Ascari KZ1R. This was one of my favorite supercars back in Forza Horizon 4, so I'm really happy to see it back for Horizon 5. What do we have in the Forzathon shop this week? A McLaren F1 and a Hyundai Veloster. Okay. We've also got a builder's outfit. I will take that. I've never seen that before. Last but not least, in the car pass this week, we've got this, the 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado. It's an old classic American muscle car with a massive V8 engine, a 7-liter V8 that's front-wheel drive. Whoa, look at the 1960s cut. Well, if we're going 1960s, I'm going with the 1960s. Would it really be the 1960s without teal? Twitch chat is like HMS Oldsmobile. As per usual, this wouldn't be an AR12 video without any fun facts about the incredibly slow Oldsmobile Toronado. It's an incredibly big, incredibly heavy, front-wheel drive muscle car in air quotes. I should actually be clear, this isn't actually a muscle car. It was actually at the time like a luxury cars for like you and your family, even though it only had two doors. It's kind of like a sports luxury vehicle. The sport involved, though, being boating. Fun fact, these were so popular, in fact, in the 1960s, or 1966 specifically, that in 1967, Oldsmobile didn't actually make very many of them because there were so many from 1966 still remaining. They genuinely couldn't sell enough. That didn't actually stop the people at GM from building a new Toronado. And you know how people nowadays are really obsessed with like wide bodying vehicles? Oldsmobile did it first with this. That is a sick looking vehicle. So that was actually the concept car in 1969. Oldsmobile never actually made it, unfortunately. That is a Batmobile. That is so goddamn cool. In terms of Forza Horizon 5, let's just say that's not exactly the epitome of speed and corners and anything to do with racing. I think we're gonna go back to the festival and do some FH5 customization. I genuinely do not know what to expect for this thing. I love those pop-up headlights. I think they look so good. So we are D-class bone stock, and we've got a ton of engine swap. I'm gonna scroll through all these engines, rev them up, and we'll pick one of them. Front-wheel drive, 1,750 horsepower? Sure. I like chaos. I'm in danger. I guess we'll go for a front splitter, and I guess we'll go for a rear wing. Very nice. Very nice. For our tires and rims, we're definitely gonna want some extra grip. We can get slick racing tires, off-road racing tires, white walls. Yo, that's a very nice touch. Am I gonna go slick racing tire? I guess we'll go slick racing tire. You know what? I guess since we're in here, let's go for some bigger rims. 21-inch rims. I actually kind of like it. We've got some front track width. Bring those wheels right the way out. That's awesome. Whoever the developer is at Playground Games who gave us all of these customization options, thank you. Drivetrain, we definitely need some weight reduction here. We've got to ditch that nasty old transmission, race transmission, into our performance and handling. Let's go for some upgraded brakes. I'm not really the biggest fan of... Oh my God, look at the size. Look at the size of the brakes. DJ says I should check the drift transmission. We can swap in a 4-speed gearbox to this. I'm gonna do it. A 4-speed drift transmission. That fitment is actually incredible. Well played, developer. The biggest question I have, though, has got to be the weight reduction. 4,400 pounds. We've got to get this thing down into the low 3s. Let's see. Mid 3s, 3,500 pounds, 1,700 horsepower, a 4-speed transmission, and front wheel drive. This should be spinning its way all the way to the American border, and it's just somehow drivable. And I can't really... There's the wheel spin. Shift it up. Then it kind of grips. Then it spins. Okay, a little slow off the line. So I've got to remember, I've got slick racing tires, so I do not want to cut the corners with this thing. I will lose all of my grip. Front wheel drive, 1,700 horsepower. When you toss in a whole bunch of horsepower into a front wheel drive car, not only do you get torque steer, but you also get understeer. All of that added up together basically means I cannot go around the corners. No. 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 I thought it would work. It no. Bad idea. Slap me silly, Will Smith. I never would have seen that one come. All right, I'm just gonna fast travel back. Twitch chat wants me to drag race it. We will take it to the quarter mile. All-wheel drive, please. S2 class. I'm actually blown away by how cool this is. 7,000 people have played this event. Thank you to everybody who keeps using my quarter mile drag strip. I'm definitely gonna have to adjust my tune with this thing, but let's see what we've got. So right off the bat, very grippy off the line. Up all the way to 4th gear, make that 5th gear. I'm going to have to mess around with my gear ratios for sure. That's a high 8.9 for right now. We can bring that down. Maybe 8.7, 8.6. I would really like an 8.5. Come on. Come on. Still, my gears are short. Another 8.9? Really? For a car that has 1,700 horsepower, you would kind of expect it to do a little bit better, but last attempt, little Toronado. Let's see what you've got. I'm actually very impressed with the amount of grip considering how much horsepower this thing has. There we go. Maybe. All right, that's enough screwing around with this. How about we actually make a good car? Instead of doing like the normal A-class build or S1 build, why don't I just make this into like a cool, fun to drive car? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna reset this to default upgrade. Right off the bat, I think we need some white wall tires. Those are just cool. We're also gonna want some thicker tires. So let's go 305s in the rear and 305s in the front. Okay. We're also gonna want to ditch that front wheel drive. Let's go rear wheel drive. I feel like that's gonna be a better place for this thing. We don't want too much horsepower because our tires aren't that grippy, but maybe somewhere around 850 could be good. 7.2 liter V8 racing engine. I like that one. Added cool points. Let's get a big old blower sticking out of the hood. Let's whip out the drift transmission. I kind of like that for a 60s car. We definitely need some better brakes and we definitely need some weight reduction. Then let's also go for some race tire or some race suspension. Slam it down. Twitch chat says 18-inch rims. I can go 18-inch rims. I kind of like that. This car is definitely going to look a lot better than it drives, but that's probably okay. I really don't think I want any extra horsepower. All I'm gonna get is a lighter flywheel, and that's it. So we've got over 1,000 horsepower, 3,300 pounds, and we're in A-class. What a sick looking car. Okay, I love this. I love this. I love this. This thing is beautiful. 1,000 horsepower, rear wheel drive. We might not be the quickest out here, but my God, are we good looking. Oh, I like the Trans Am too. Fun fact, I'm having my kitchen remodeled and the guy who's doing it, he has a Trans Am IRL and I'm trying to convince him to show up one day with his Trans Am so he can drive me around in it. Surprisingly, considering this thing's only got white wall tires and over 1,000 horsepower, it actually drives way nicer than I thought. It actually kind of feels like a real car in this game where you've got to drive like kind of sensibly. It's not one of those super grippy all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive cars you sometimes get, where you can just plant the throttle and send it in every corner. You see what I mean? It definitely slides out a little bit, but it's nice to drive. I've kind of made like a resto mod Toronado here and swapped it into rear-wheel drive. That's sick. It's not the fastest car out there, but boy, is it good looking, and boy, is it nice to drive. Toronado, that might very well be one of my new cruise cars that I use a whole bunch. I love the paint job. I love the driving. Very, very cool car. Today's the day we are taking Forza Horizon 5 as a bit of a meme. Keeping with our meme theme for today. Front-wheel drive drift car? Anybody? Mika says he runs drag tires for a front-wheel drive drift car. I guess I'll go for that. I've got very thick front tires. I'm gonna want very skinny rear tires. I will upgrade my transmission. We're gonna go for another drift transmission on this. Finally, we can get some drift suspension on there. So 1,500 horsepower front-wheel drive drift car. I know I want my rear tire pressure as high as it will go, so it slides around, really. Maybe not maximum. Maybe we'll go around there. Because we have a drift transmission, I don't actually need to adjust the gears at all, so that's probably fine. I'm gonna go big time rear camber to hopefully encourage some more slide out of the back. And last but not least, I need one more cool paint job. I'm going for this one. Oh my god, what a cool paint job. I am a little bit salty that they added a whole bunch of new PR stunts last month, and none of those were any drift zones. I know we got the drift club, but drift road. Drift road. Drift road. Yep, just a heads up. Like I've been saying, I've really been liking this drift zone out in the dunes, so let's give it a go. Ricky Bobby pisses excellent. I'm not so sure that this thing is gonna piss any excellent. The only thing it might piss is a bunch of, like, transmission fluid. I'm gonna need some practice. Hold on. Like, it actually slides? So we got to take the first corner completely sideways. Oh my god. All right, that's the best start I've had. This is going to be it. Do not bottle. Do not bottle. Do not run out of power. Keep going. That was by far the best start I've had. Don't go off the road. Yes. 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 Front wheel drive, new personal best. This thing is so good. Considering we came into this and we were like, how much of a meme could we turn this thing into? And then it goes and does things like that. I'm thoroughly impressed with this. The front wheel drive aspect just makes it so much. I just did a front wheel drive 360. That says enough.